Hello, and welcome to my channel, A Blind Woman Speaks, where I talk about disability awareness and inclusion from the perspective of a blind white woman. Today's topic is, we need to talk, communicating with condescension versus communicating with love. My name is Kelsey Waters, and this is my original content. You might be thinking, I'm nice to people with disabilities, or I love everybody, or I've known her all my life. She knows my heart and my intentions. While this may be true, and while good intentions may be a first step, there's more to loving communication than a good intention. And here's what I mean. It's common for people to infantilize people with disabilities. Infantilization means treating someone like a child, and it happens across racial and ethnic groups as well, although sometimes Black people are either infantilized as adults or treated like adults when they are children. So as a blind white person, I may be infantilized due to being blind, but a Black person has two marginalized identities, race and disability, in which they are treated in ways that are inappropriate for their age. Here are a few examples of communicating with infantilization. Example 1 is not speaking us directly. Once when I was at the airport with a friend, the ticket agent continued addressing my friend, asking her questions about me instead of directly addressing me, even when I looked her in the eye and spoke directly to her. The second example is treating us like children. Once I was speaking with my friend Rachel, who was giving me important information, when my friend Jane came to tell me that my transportation had arrived. Instead of sharing the information once, though, Jane kept saying, your ride is here, they're here, come on, this way, come on, walk this way, come on. Jane was communicating in a way that put me in an uncomfortable situation because it took away the opportunity for me to finish my conversation and acknowledge both people with social grace. And it also erased my dignity because she was treating me like a child rather than a friend, not to mention in front of others. The third example is shaming and chastising. A community leader asked me if I knew my way around a building. When I responded that I did not, she said, "You've been here this long and you don't know your way around?" And when I tried to explain what type of accommodations and support I needed as a blind person to learn my way around a space, she responded with, "Well, you're just content to let people lead you around." These responses, whether intentional or not, have the effect of shaming and chastising me. Shaming and chastising are more powerful than they may seem. They're a stab to the gut and the heart. They are more painful than a punch, and they are more powerful silencer than actually being told to be quiet. Shaming and chastising communicate this message. It's not okay to ask for what you need. This is not a safe place to ask for what you need or share how you feel. You are bad and you are wrong. The final example is interruption and intimidation. This gets me the most. I was in a space with two people in authority and no advocate, which wasn't a great idea. Questions were being fired at me. I wasn't allowed to say anything but yes or no. Even calmly explaining an answer would result in being commanded, "Answer the question," before I was done with my sentence. I've been called names. I've been told I have no idea what I'm talking about because of my disability, and I've been threatened. Believe it or not, all four of these communication strategies are a common occurrence for people with disabilities and people of color. You may think that these things are only done by mean, ignorant strangers, but sadly that's not the case. They can happen with friends, leaders, colleagues, or employers, family members, or loved ones, and they happen out in public as well as in private and in places that are supposed to be safe and welcoming environments by nature. Can I let you in on a secret? It takes a heck of a lot of courage and vulnerability for people with disabilities like me to communicate with non-disabled people in situations where we want to offer education, correction, or share how something made us feel. The reason why is that we anticipate running into the brick wall of these bad communication strategies. You know what else? We usually have to work 3 times as hard to get the support that we need and to be seen and heard. And the painful, condescending communication strategies are a big part of it. So let's be clear. The people using these communication strategies aren't necessarily bad. Many of them may genuinely want to be loving and accepting and supportive. So if that's the case, some changes in the way they communicate will express love and support more than anything else. Let me show you why by going back to our examples. What if the lady in the airport had recognized her mistake, apologized for addressing my friend instead of me, and began speaking to me directly, eye to eye, as you would with any adult? What if Jane, knowing that it would put me in a difficult situation to miss my ride, had simply said, "Kelsey, I'm sorry to interrupt, but your ride is here and I really don't want you to miss it. If you'd like, I can assist you as soon as you wrap up." What if the community leader, perhaps recognizing in that moment that she was not aware of my needs, had not responded defensively? What if, instead of chastising me when confronted with a new and uncomfortable situation, what if she'd told me that she cared about me and needed my support to learn how to help me because, as a leader, she felt a sense of urgency and responsibility to be prepared in an emergency situation? And what if, in my conversation with the 2 people in authority, there was no space for threats and intimidation? What if we had a conversation, an uncomfortable conversation, but a conversation where everyone was held accountable, where each person came to understand where they went wrong when we walk away, but we don't feel any less loved? Communicating with love is not easy. It takes vulnerability and authenticity on both sides. But you can see what a powerful difference it makes. Whereas communicating with infantilization or condescension is dehumanizing, hurtful, and devaluing, communicating with love is inclusive and it acknowledges everyone's human dignity. We meet each other eye to eye. Everyone is heard and their needs are met. Communicating with condescension is like someone reaching out their hand to another and the other slapping it away. But communicating with love sends a clear and powerful message. I see you. I love and care about you. I can hold space for you. I can hold your hand and walk with you. I can meet you halfway, and I can help you up when you fall. Words cannot express what a healing balm that is. So may we all learn together to communicate with love. If you like what you heard, please follow me on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, and YouTube. I strongly encourage you to like and subscribe. Please follow me for more videos. I encourage you to share these videos, to talk about them, ask questions, comment, and engage. We need to talk about all of this. We need to talk so that we can make the world a better place, one conversation at a time. Until next time, stay tuned for more videos from A Blind Woman Speaks.